Who can say he knows this land? Who has not marveled at the enormous cliffs and deep ponds along the western fringe of Newfoundland? We now know an incredible story of continents drifting, of glaciers carving and sculpturing the earth, and ocean bottoms uplifted to form astonishing landscapes among ancient shield rocks. Gros Morne, a natural wonder. It's no wonder people call it one of Canada's greatest. People from all over the world come here to experience Gros Morne National Park. Whether it's to study the park's geology, its history, its wildlife, or just to marvel at the park's beautiful scenery, people just seem to be drawn to this corner of our world. Gros Morne National Park is situated on the west coast of the island of Newfoundland, Canada's most easterly province. The national park itself is made up of more than 1,800 square kilometers of rugged natural beauty. Gros Morne National Park was established in 1973 to preserve a special part of Canada's natural and cultural heritage. For the last 4,500 years, this coast has been inhabited, a settlement continued by the fishing communities of today. The park's natural history dates back over 1 billion years to the early shaping of the Earth's crust. A good place to start when visiting Gros Morne National Park is at the Visitor Center. A bit of information and guidance will help make your stay more enjoyable. The center is full of wonderful displays, all describing the different features of the national park. Information on things to do, where to camp, and where to hike are readily available. The park's recreational complex is a great place to take the family if the weather outside is not so great. Gros Morne has a fascinating geological history. Most of the national park landscape was created by continental drift. In 1987, The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, recognized the worldwide significance of the park's history and proclaimed Gros Morne National Park a World Heritage Site.
And perhaps it is due more to Gros Morne's unique and outstanding geological features that ranks it among our planet's most significant natural areas. The designation of Gros Morne National Park as a World Heritage Site will give official recognition to this fact.
The tablelands offer evidence to prove the theories of continental drift. The long-range plateau, which stretches the length of the park, is the mountain range that was formed from the crumbled edge of an ancient continent. And the spectacular glacier-carved scenery throughout the national park all helped Gros Morne achieve its worldwide status. How often do you get a chance to see a rock from an ancient ocean floor or from inside our planet? This is peridotite from the Earth's interior. Nowhere else in North America is the rock of the Earth's interior displayed so well. In what may look like a wasteland, some species of plants do survive in this harsh climate. Balsam ragwort, thrift, harebell, and Newfoundland's own pitcher plant. Caribou and fox do occasionally pass by, but do not reside here. The tablelands are dramatically different from any other part of Gros Morne Park. A leisurely cruise up Trout River Pond is a great way to explore the mystery and the beauty of the tablelands. Just north of Trout River is an area known as Green Gardens. Sea stacks line this part of the coast, as well as some of the best examples of pillow lava formed from ancient volcanoes. This sea cave is accessible at low tide. Leaving the southern areas of the park, you can catch the Bon Bay Ferry at Woody Point and sail northward to Norris Point. Bon Bay has the distinction of being deeper than any water in the Gulf of St. Lawrence, with a depth of over 750 feet in some locations. The bay attracts all sorts of sea creatures, from the large whales to the playful dolphin. There has even been a sighting of a sperm whale. Although rare, maybe it was drawn to the bay's deep, cool depths. Tours of Bon Bay and fishing charters are available locally, and there's lots of fun to be had by all.
cod? Well, then feed us cod. No codfish, and feed us cod, your wife. Come in now, here's a man, here, everybody up. Okay. Let's give her the mic and stand up there. Well, this must be John Cabot's feller here. Good stuff at the back, huh? Yeah, that's right. What a fine supper you got there, my son. Oh, wow. Look at here. Like you're doing the old-fashioned waltz. Right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
The national park is named after this mountain, Gros Morne. Rising 806 meters from sea level, Gros Morne is the second highest mountain on the island of Newfoundland. The name originates from the years of French occupation along the coast. Interpreted, it means Big Lone Mountain, which describes it quite well. To climb Gros Morne is a full day's hike. At the base, the rugged nature of the mountain is shown. Walking is difficult, and sturdy boots are recommended. From here, the climb is very steep up the rock gully. Once on top, the view is spectacular. Arctic hare, although seldom seen in Newfoundland, do live on the mountain, and caribou occasionally wander onto Gros Morne from the surrounding highlands. Along the park's northern coastline, the sea meets the land in many different ways. Anglers find sea trout and Atlantic salmon plentiful where the fresh water meets salt. The erosive power of the sea will eventually transform all the park's shoreline into sand beaches, like that which is found at the mouth of Western Brook and Shallow Bay. The transformation process, though, will probably take a few 100 million years. While exploring these beaches, there's no telling what you may find.
A lot of people, when they find this stuff on the beach, they say, you know, Michael, I didn't know there was coral in Newfoundland.
Coral, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, it looks like coral. As it's growing, it doesn't have very much.
The National Park's many interpretive events, like this evening campfire at Shallow Bay, will help you understand more about this coastline and its human history.
Men in the engine room wouldn't give up on the ship.
Using theater and song, the National Park's interpreters tell the story of how the SS Ethe was wrecked.
She being the steamboat employed on our shore to carry frail passengers down on Labrador. The glass indicated a wild raging storm, and about 9 o'clock the storm did come on. With the ship's husband on board, the crew had no fear. Captain English gave orders for Bombay to steer. At first to the storm the brave ship gave no heed, till at length it was found she was fast losing speed, and the great waves all around her like mountains did rise, and the crew all stood staring with fear in their eyes. The orders went round to preserve for their life, for the ship she is doomed and its perish we might. But still there is hope, there's one brave man on board who says he can guide her safely onto the shore. Up off Martin's Point about 1 o'clock, through bravery and courage she escaped every rock, and the people on shore saw the ship in distress, all rushed to the spot for to help do their best. And then we were landed in a rude boatswain's chair, taken in by the people and treated with care. We stayed on the point till the storm it was o'er, and the brave little Lethe lay standing on shore. Oh, what of the fright, the exhaustion and cold, the depth of my story will never be told. So all you young fellows get shipwrecked at sea, you think's on the fate of the SS Ethe.
On December 11th, 1919, the SS Ethe ran aground on a rocky shelf offshore. All 92 passengers were saved, including a baby sent ashore in a mail bag. The glacial carved valley of Western Brook Fjord is the jewel of Gros Morne. With its sheer cliffs and deep, cold depths, the view is breathtaking. The cliffs that line Western Brook Pond show signs of erosion at work. In some places, sheer cliffs shed chunks of rock that plummet directly into the water below. At the top of Western Brook Fjord is the Long Range Plateau, primary home of the woodland caribou. The moose is not a native animal to Newfoundland. It was introduced to the island in 1878 and 1904. Since that time, however, their numbers have dramatically increased. Moose are very common in the national park as well as other native animals. And early morning, when few people are on the trails, is the best time for picture taking. For thousands of years, the human settlements have survived by fishing the surrounding sea. The restored premises at Broom Point depicts a traditional way of life along this coast. One of the most photographed settings in all of Gros Morne National Park is the picturesque Lobster Cove Head Lighthouse. Since 1897, this lighthouse has guided sailors to the entrance of Bombay. Inside, a beautiful display telling about the human history along this coast and how people and nature have coexisted for so long. But what about life beneath the waves? Here is a whole new world to explore. Gros Morne National Park is truly a unique part of Canada. Here, you can learn about the origins of how our world came to be, experience nature in its own special place, and feel the warm Newfoundland hospitality that is renowned worldwide. Gros Morne, a natural wonder.